Let's begin this workout with our feet shoulder width. Inhale and bring your hands overhead, holding the breath for a moment, and then exhaling your arms down to the sides. Again, inhale, drawing up, breathing through your nose, holding the breath for a moment at the top, and exhaling as the hands come down. This movement is called upholding the sky. We're stretching upwards as we reach overhead and relaxing as we exhale down. Within Qigong, whenever we're pushing our body into a stretch, pushing past our range of motion that is comfortable and easy, we typically categorize this as Daoyin, or guiding the breath, extending the limbs. This particular Daoyin set we'll be starting with comes from the 8 brocades. We'll be using variations of exercises from Jin, or 8 brocades Qigong, that expand and stretch the body, making more space for Qi to flow, releasing tension and stagnation, and making the body overall more supple and flexible. Then inhale just up to the chest, lifting the heels, and exhale, drop the heels down. We'll move to the second exercise, separating heaven and earth. Press the right hand up, the left hand down, stretching and then twisting towards the bottom hand. Spiral the arms like a windmill, switching which one's up and down, and then twist to the other side towards the lower hand. Staying in the twist as we windmill the arms, and pressing up and down as we go through the twist. Continue to reach through the palms as you do the windmill motion. This really expands the range of motion through the chest, shoulders, and upper back. Gives a nice twist to the spine and internal organs. We'll inhale as we do the windmill motion and exhale through the twist. Inhale through the windmill motion and exhale through the twist. A nice variation on this classic exercise, separating heaven and earth, which is said to harmonize the spleen and stomach qi, so essentially the energy of your digestion, while giving this side benefit of working the flexibility of the shoulders as well. We'll go through a nice Daoyin program today, about 20 minutes before we go into our Zhan Zhaung standing meditations, Qigong moving meditations, and Nei Gong seated meditation. But a nice full body stretch and opening first. Back to the center, bring the hands to the chest, press down. Inhale, drawing up to the chest, coming onto the tiptoes, and exhale, slowly heels down. We'll take a nice wide stance, horse stance, for drawing the bow, pressing one palm out to the side as the fist pulls back to the other side, crossing the wrists. Draw the fist and elbow back as the palm presses out. Inhale, standing taller. Exhale, sink the hips down as we draw the bow. Inhale, standing up a bit. And exhale, drawing the bow. We'll repeat each exercise about 6 times. Going into a little deeper practice than we might normally do here on a YouTube video. a little more akin to my typical classes that I teach live online, or that you might find on my retreats or other programs. Really putting in the time, putting in the effort to get the full benefit of our practice. Make the time for Qigong. Qigong will give you so many benefits in return. Balancing your mind and body. My teacher, Lee Holden, used to say, I don't know how people say they don't have time for Qigong, because I don't have time not to do Qigong. I think that's so true. Balance in our mind and body, we waste a lot less time. Let's come to the center. Step it in and press it down. Inhale, drawing up, lift your heels, and exhale, press down. Next one, the owl turns its head. You're going to point your fingers forward with your palms face down, out wide, and then spiral your thumbs behind you as your chin turns over one shoulder and you lift the chest. Let your chest sink and relax, exhaling to the center, and inhale as you open up. Exhale, relaxing to the center. And inhale, expand into a stretch for the arms, neck, and shoulder. Nice slow breathing. As we stretch in Qigong and Daoyin, we affect not just the muscles and tendons, but the nervous system as well. Relax it down. Inhale to the chest, onto the tiptoes. And exhale, press down. Taking your stance wide. We'll find the great bear looks behind. A wonderful exercise to open the hips and spine. Turning to one side, we'll lean back and turn our head over the shoulder. Arching back, looking for a stretch at the hip flexor. And then drop your chest low on the inside of the thigh. Turn through the center. Turn your feet to the other side. Lift up. Press your hips forward and arch back, turning your head over the shoulder of the side of the leg that's forward. Then drop down with an exhale through the center, nice and low, opening your low back and hips. Turn to the other side. Inhale, arch back. Turn over the front leg side with your chin. Exhale down. Turning. Inhale up. Arch back and turn. This one's said to free up the energy of the kidneys. Kidneys are the storehouse of our deep vitality in Chinese medicine. It's also said to bring us more sense of peace. When the kidneys are working well, we feel very tranquil and quiet inside. A bit like this nice glassy Austrian lake on a foggy morning. Keep going nice and slow with deep breaths. Looking for that stretch on the hip flexor, the front of the hip, as we go into that back bend. If you don't feel that stretch, you could tuck the tailbone more, or square the hips more, or even widen and deepen your stance. But sometimes you just don't need the stretch. Sometimes you're just already quite flexible in a particular muscle, and it's okay if it's not stretching. You might do better off strengthening that muscle in that case. Deep, slow breaths. To the center and roll up. Inhale your hands overhead. Exhale, wash down the chi. Drawing up to the chest, inhaling. Step your feet back shoulder width. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, tiptoes, also said to help the kidney chi. Exhale down. Another one actually for the kidneys, hands over the low back. Lean back, pressing your hips forward. Careful not to pinch your spine. Don't go too far. Listen to your body. You don't have to go as far as me. Then hinge forward from the hips and slide your hands down the back of the legs. Find a little stretch in the hamstrings, a little release on the back and neck. Bring your hands to the inside of the legs and slide up to your belly. Slide around your waist, back to your low back. And we'll find that back bend again. Arching back. Protect your low back, protect your neck here. Hinging forward, slide down the back of the legs, following our bladder channel, the paired channel for the kidneys, and then coming up the kidney channel, up the inside of the legs. To the belly. And once more. Arching back. Hinging forward. Folding, stretching, sliding down. Sliding up, and this time drawing up to the chest, tiptoes, exhale it down. Very good. Next one for the liver chi, we're going to step wide. This one's called punching with an angry gaze. Nice wide stance for this one. We're going to punch forward with one fist, spiral the palm back to a palm face up fist, draw it back. Shift to the other side, punch forward, palm side of the fist down, open the palm, spiral, palm side of the fist up as we draw back. So as we punch forward, we're shifting to the opposite side of that fist. Open the palm with the fingers rotated inwards, then spiral and pull back. Exhale, punching forward as we shift the weight. Inhale as we spiral, grasp, and draw back. Exhale, Stretch through the palm, inhale. Exhale. This one said to clear frustration or any stuck energy in the liver. I call it punching with an angry gaze, but really your gaze can just be very intent and focused. The liver tends to focus our attention, send our chi forward in a very linear way into the world. So it has a lot to do with our ambition, our projects, our plans. So we gaze intently forward. You can even choose a point to look at. Gaze directly at that point as we focus our chi, focus our mind. Slow, deep breaths. Come to the center and press it down. Inhale, step your feet back in. Exhale, press it down again. Inhale, tiptoes. And exhale, down. This next one, we're just going to stand nice and tall. It's called dropping the anchor to the seafloor. We're going to roll our spine down one vertebra at a time, starting with the chin dropping, the neck rounding, the upper back, the mid back. Your arms are going to get heavy. Your hands are like the heavy anchors. The low back rounds. And even the hips and knees can bend. We're just going to let the weight of the arms and head just gently create some traction for the spine, opening the spine, relaxing the muscles of the back and neck. Just breathing down here. Relax and release, and then we'll roll back up, this time stacking the spine from bottom to top. Stacking the lower spine, mid spine, upper spine, neck, and head. Just pause, find your breath, relax. We'll do 2 more times for this one. Again, rounding the neck, and then let those anchors, those hands get heavy, rounding the back. You can imagine the anchors, your hands are hanging from chains going up to the shoulders, and they're just pulling gently the body down. The weight of the hands and the head to just gently open the spine. Just being very careful if you have any spinal issues, consulting your physician. We'll roll it up one vertebra at a time, stacking slowly until the skull stacks over the neck. We'll pause, relax, notice the breath before we do it one more time. Dropping the chin, dropping the anchors. And breathe. Consciously relax your neck and back muscles. And then slowly roll back up by tucking your tailbone. stacking your spine from bottom to top. And that concludes all 8 of the 8 brocades exercises. Next, we'll practice Zhan Zhaung. We'll go through 5 postures, each that help to build the qi in the body, strengthen the connective tissues and the nervous system, and help to enhance the overall capacity of the body to contain and conduct energy. The first one, we just have our hands relaxed by our sides, the tailbone is dropping down, the chin is slightly tucked back as the crown of the head is floating upwards. The sternum is also sunk, so the front ribs or the front of the chest is slightly sinking down. And all of this is primarily to lengthen the spine. We should feel our neck and lower back especially with a slight pull. Our knees are a little soft as that tailbone sinks down, just allowing the tailbone to sink. Fingers are spread open. And the weight is usually even between the toe and heel. The next one we'll hold a little longer. It's called Embrace the Tree. The arms are round in front of your chest as though you were hugging a tree. There's a hoop-like shape in the arms, as though we had a big ball hugged against the chest. And everything else stays the same. The chin is tucked back, the crown is lifting, the sternum is slightly sunk, the tailbone is sinking down, the knees are soft, fingers are spread open gently. And the weight is even from heel to toe, although you can shift it a little more towards the toe if you want more intensity, to build more qi faster. Though this is not always right for everybody. If we build too much qi too quickly, sometimes the system can't quite handle it yet. We need more Daoyin, more moving meditation, seated meditation practices that help to integrate the qi. So Zhan Zhaung, even though it looks very simple, is actually one of the more dangerous practices within Qigong, simply because it can add more qi to the system than you might be ready for. So make sure to always do these types of practice, the standing meditations, as part of a holistic Qigong program and never on their own. But here the breath is just natural through the nose. We want our lips closed if you can, tongue gently resting on the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth. And we're just observing the body. One part of our mind is continuously refining the posture, the crown, the chin, the tail. And the other half of our mind is simply aware of the sensation of standing here, the sensation of our breath, of comfort or discomfort, of heat or coolness, of whatever we feel in the body. We use it as the object of meditation. The next posture, we bring our hands up about forehead height. Our elbows are floating outwards. Our fingers are slightly rotated in. And our palms are face forward with a slight rotation outwards. It's as though someone were throwing a big beach ball to us and we were putting our hands up to catch it or to volley it back. And again, everything else stays the same. Chin tucks back, crown floats, sternum sinks, tailbone sinks, knees are soft. Weight is typically even from heel to toe. Keep your shoulders dropped away from your ears. Might be a little tempting to raise the shoulders on this one. Keep them relaxed. And these postures should be work, especially this one with the hands overhead. You're definitely going to have some muscles working to maintain this posture. And that's part of the process. It is eventually part of the process to be able to completely soften and relax into these. And the qi will take over, the energy, you'll feel it filling your body like a balloon, creating a sense of fullness and pressure within you that seems to uphold the postures without any effort or tension. But this takes a while to generate. So especially in the beginning, the posture should be challenging. You can always rest your arms down by your sides for a moment or two to take a little break if you need to, especially if you're new to this. But we're just holding each of these postures for 2 minutes, so it's not much longer now. Again, be aware of your breath through your nose and your body as a whole. Good job. The next posture, quite a bit easier. We bring our hands down to about the height of the pelvis. So if you need to find it, you just bring your hands in, feel those bones protruding from the side of your pelvis. That's about the height your hands will be. They're just stretched out to your sides with a soft bend in the elbow and wrist. So our elbows aren't locked straight here. And the hands are parallel to the ground. So the fingers aren't pointing up or down, just parallel to the ground. What you might imagine here is like each hand is resting on a balloon. And the balloon is floating on the surface of a lake. And that lake is about hip deep. So the balloons just float just above the hips. And of course, everything else stays the same. Chin back, crown up, sternum down, tailbone down, knees soft, weight even in the foot, fingers spread, tongue on the roof of the mouth, breath through the nose, and mind saturating the body. If we have patience here, the Qi will build. It will fill up the meridians, the energy pathways, and expand from the meridians. Once they overflow, will expand into the fascia, making the body strong and supple. And take your arms round in front of the belly, palms face up, like we were holding a big ball from underneath. Fingers roughly point towards each other. And adopting all our usual points. On this one, be sure that your elbows are floating away from your ribs. It can be very tempting to let the elbows relax inwards and rest against your ribs. But imagine like you have a tennis ball under your armpits, keeping the upper arm bones separate from your rib cage. We don't want to overdo this either and create excess tension in the shoulders, so find a nice balance there. But again, line the body up. Find your breath through the nose. And while continuing to refine the alignments, be aware of the sensation of standing here, of breath, of body. It's very natural for the body to continuously shift out of the alignment we've set up. It's like it's a plastic that's been bent into one shape but wants to keep slowly returning to its original shape. And so it's normal that we need to continuously remind the body of these particular points of alignment. You might see me making slight micro adjustments as we go. Finally, we return to the first posture just for 1 minute. Hands resting by the sides, the armpits a little bit open. Maybe like we had a golf ball under the armpit. Tail still sinking, fingers still spread, crown still floating. Still breathing through the nose and saturating the body with awareness. the standing meditation, we'll move on to our moving meditations. Beginning with Tai Chi opening, floating the hands up in front, exhaling as the hands float down. Inhale like we're being drawn up by the wrists towards the heavens, and exhale like we're being pulled down by the elbows towards the earth. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Very important to breathe entirely through the nose, to draw the attention inwards and contain the chi within. Let's hold a large chi ball now with the left hand on top. We'll shift and turn to the right, and then turn the ball so the right hand's on top. Notice I'm mirroring you here. Shift and then turn to your left. Roll the ball. It's a big ball the size of your torso. Then shift and turn to the right. Rolling the ball. This one is called the Dragon Plays with the Chi Ball. We'll start to combine the movements slightly here now. Shifting to one side, and then as we turn around the hip joint, we're rotating the ball. Shifting back to the other foot, and then as you turn your body, turn the ball. You can inhale through the center and exhale through the rotation. Inhale through the center, exhale through the rotation. In Qigong, whenever we're holding a Qi ball, we're concentrating the Qi in the part of the body the ball is mirroring. So in this case, it's our whole torso, from our collarbone to our pelvis. We're starting to gather and contain Qi in the torso, in the region of the organs. But then we'll concentrate it down to the lower abdomen, making a smaller Qi ball. And we'll start to roll that Qi ball, just holding still as we roll it. Starting to concentrate the energy lower in the body, in this area we call the dantian. We'll work from here into a variation of separating heaven and earth. So on this one, we're going to float the upper hand towards the sky, turn the palms towards heaven and earth, and gather back to that Qi ball at the lower abdomen, so below your navel. Then roll the ball once, and float your other hand towards the sky slowly, exhaling as you do. Turn palms towards heaven and earth, and then inhale as you gather back to the dantian. Hold the breath as you roll the ball, and exhale as you expand. Maybe a slight breath hold here. And then inhale as you gather back. Breath hold, roll the ball. Exhale to expand. Inhale, gathering in. And then the next movement is called Pebble in the Pond. This is a variation we do with one hand. We're going to hold that Qi ball at the lower dantian, and the hand on top is going to go out across your body, circle like it's skimming over the surface of a pond, and then come in under the dantian. The other hand's going to flip to the top. So in this case, let's say the right hand is on top. It's going to go out to your left, palm face down. It's going to circle over to the right. And then that right hand's going to come under the Qi ball as the left hand goes to the top of the ball. We exhale as the left hand goes out away from us. And inhale as it gathers back to the dantian. Exhale. It's like we reach out, gathering the chi from around us and concentrating into the lower dantian as we inhale. Then come back to the center and we'll combine these motions. Turn the ball once, turn the ball again, turn the ball, turn the ball, gathering the chi in the dantian, and then float the upper hand up to the sky, exhaling as you do. Inhale, draw back to the lower abdomen. Exhale, pebble in the pond with that upper hand. Inhale back to the dantian, and then exhale, the upper hand floats to the sky. Should be the opposite hand each time. Inhale, gather back. Exhale, reaching out horizontally, gathering the chi. Inhale to your dantian. Exhale, reaching out vertically, gathering the chi, connecting to sky and earth. Inhale, drawing it into the dantian. Exhale, reach out horizontally. Inhale to the dantian. Exhale vertically. Inhale to the dantian. Exhale, shifting the weight to follow the hand for pebble in the pond. And staying centered as we go to separating heaven and earth. Slow and mindful. Primarily, your mind is just aware of the sensation of body and breath. Not trying too hard to make the chi do anything. Just allow the process you're creating with your movement, mindfulness, and breath to influence the chi naturally. Pause on the dantian. Turn both palms face up under the dantian. Float the hands out to the sides. And exhale, draw down the sky. On this variation, when we get to the waist, we're going to circle the hands to the side and then press down the sides of the legs. So we'll inhale, gently floating up over the head. And exhale, press down through the head, torso, and just above the hips, we're going to circle the hands to the sides and press down. This is to concentrate our chi in the lower body and the legs, just resisting the tendency of chi to rise excessively. So as we build this energy, it feels very grounded. we'll bring the hands over the lower abdomen between the navel and the pelvis. We're almost at the finish line. Let's find ourselves seated. Doesn't have to be in zazen like this. Could be any comfortable seated position in a chair, couch, floor, pillow, cross legs. Any way that you can sit comfortably with a straight spine. And once you're in your position, just begin to find your breath. Again, typically in Qigong, with some exceptions, we're breathing through the nose, both in and out. Here, once more, find your tongue resting on the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth. And as you watch your breath, just begin to see if you can allow your breath to be natural, even as it's being watched. The breath has a funny way of being self-conscious, where when we're paying attention to it, it's very hard not to meddle with it, to just let it breathe completely naturally without hurrying it along or trying to slow it down or deepen it. But just to the best of your ability, be completely unbiased about your breath. Forget everything you've ever heard about how you should breathe, and get deeply curious about how your breath wants to breathe. About how each breath is unique and different from the one before. Just watch each and every breath with a curious, open mind. Yet with a strength of focus. Continue to bring your mind back to your breath each time it gets carried away by distracting thoughts. Observe each breath. You might notice how difficult it can be to stay focused on one thing. But try seeing the process as the goal. Each time your mind gets distracted and you bring the attention back to the breath, see this like performing a rep in the gym. Each time you lift the weight, your body gets stronger. And each time you draw your mind back to the object of meditation, your focus gets stronger. So every time you're distracted, it's just an opportunity to strengthen your mind, to strengthen your focus and your mindfulness. Again and again and again. Back to the breath. Back to the breath. Back to the breath. I want you to take that focus and apply it to your state of being as a whole. The state of your body, your emotions, your mental fluctuations. And often after doing a Qigong practice, you'll find your state of being is very calm and peaceful, pleasant even. But not always. Whatever state of being you sense, just be aware of it. Whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, calm or tumultuous. Just let your awareness reflect your state of being like a glassy lake reflecting the sky. And so even if your state of being isn't calm, the being that is in that state is calm. The awareness that is reflecting that state is tranquil, quiet, and focused. And if both the state and the being are peaceful, then this peace is only magnified by the focused, unclinging, relaxed state of awareness that is observing. So in essence, we become the energy that we want to experience. We become tranquility itself. And let everything else in our body and mind gradually follow along. As we learn to get in touch with this stillness within us, it can bleed out into our everyday actions, words, and relationships. As the great mystic Meister Eckhart once said, "It is not your actions which sanctify you, but you that sanctifies your actions." So allow this sanctity of spirit dwelling within you to permeate your every thought, your every heartbeat, your every word, and your every deed today. We'll end with one closing, pulling down the sky, inhaling up, exhaling down, folding over the lower abdomen, and we'll circle the belly, storing some qi, some life force energy at the lower dantian, our reservoir of vitality, centering below the navel. Take a deep breath in, and you can release with a sigh. Thank you for practicing with me and for taking the time to do this longer, more intensive practice. If you'd like to continue to deepen your Qigong journey, you can head to my website, nicklofrey.com, where I have a variety of courses that can take you deeper, as well as teacher certification programs, especially my level 1 teacher training The next one starts as a live online course this October. So be sure to join us online there. Thank you so much, and may the Qi be with you.